Alright, today we're going to be ranking the top 7 horror games that we played in 2023. And coming in at number 7 is Sons of the Forest. The main reason Sons of the Forest is last on this list is not because it's a bad game, but because the horror aspect very quickly dissipates. The first few hours of this game were certainly unnerving and creepy, and the creators did a great job creating this atmosphere centered around being hopelessly stranded on a strange and hostile island. However, after you get over the fact that you're marooned on this island with cannibals and mutants, and you survive your first few nights, it just feels like another survival craft co-op game. With that being said, the game itself is definitely top tier in that genre. The survival aspect is always present, with meters like hunger, thirst, and tiredness, and the crafting aspect with base building is very well done. Something Sons of the Forest does better than most other games in the genre is the combat. Shoo! The combat in this game feels so smooth. Most of the other open world survival games we played feel like the combat was not one of the primary focuses for the game, and it could be clunky and off-putting. But the combat in Sons of the Forest is so satisfying. You could stagger a cannibal with an arrow, jump off a ledge, chop down clean through his shoulder, sever his arm, then berate him with a flurry of machete cuts to finish him off. You can taser a giant, grotesque mutant and have 4 of your buddies chop him to pieces while he flails around helplessly. You can absolutely murder a 7-foot-tall cannibal with a series of logs you keep throwing at them, and then picking back up. The amount of variety for combat in this game is very refreshing. There is also a vast amount of interest points all over the island to discover. Even outside the main points that are marked with these exclamation marks, the island is riddled with these unexplored mutant caves, abandoned camps, creepy cult sites, and more. The exploration in this game just overall feels very rewarding, and the progression of power also feels equally as rewarding. Sons of the Dudes, you get a 6 out of 10 on the horror scale. But on the not horror scale, I'm going to give you a 9. 9 out of 10.
I didn't... What?
You trying to tell me that wasn't you, just fired a random shot off in the distance?
No, I was talking with Tripod Girl.
Kelsey.
She has a name. And when I learn it, I'll get on to you for not using it.
I'm out of... Ooh, look at her nips.
Coming in at number 6. League of Legends. This game is scary because it pairs you up with real-life psychopaths as teammates. Do not play out of 10. Number 5 is Inside the Backrooms. This game offers a unique spin compared to other titles on this list. It's definitely still a horror game, and each time you load up a new level you haven't played before, it's terrifying not knowing what monsters are out there looking for you. But this game, at its core, is a puzzle game. The main focus is on these complex puzzles you find throughout the levels. With that being said, some of these puzzles could definitely be a little easier. Some levels have intuitive puzzles that can be completed with relative ease, while other levels we spent over 4 hours on before reaching out to Google for help. I'm pretty sure we'd still be stuck on the sewers level without a little bit of help. These puzzles do make it incredibly satisfying to work together and finally unlock that next part of the map. The backroom setting also offers a fun twist because you're never sure what to expect. Most of the typical horror tropes don't apply, and you're never sure what to expect in your interactions with these different creatures. One of the downfalls to this game is that there isn't much replayability once you learn the puzzles, but they addressed that recently by adding workshop support. This will hopefully allow the community to create some great content that will keep this game going for a while we wait for more levels from the developer. Outside the Front Room, 7.5 out of 10. Coming in number 4, Labyrinthine. Out of all the horror games on this list, Labyrinthine is the game we have the most playtime in, by far. And that's for good reason too, because the replayability of this game is almost unmatched. Every level, or case file, as it's called in the game, is a randomly generated maze. Your goal is to find a certain number of hidden items, or solve a certain number of puzzles, and then escape the maze alive. These mazes can range from very small and easily navigable to gigantic, which will test your sanity as you traverse across them for hours, trying to find the hidden objects and find the exit. Not only are the maps randomly generated and always unique, but the number of monsters hunting you and the type of monsters are always different too. Sometimes you may get lucky with some bum-ass monsters like the crypt zombies or clubfoot, while other times you may have to buckle in for a non-stop survival fest against enemies like the Oni, the Witch, or the Pigman. The horror aspect in this game is mostly centered around the anxiety it creates from knowing there are these enormous monsters actively hunting you in these tight, restrictive corridors. Couple that with only a vague understanding of where you are in relation to the safe areas, and this game can definitely put you on edge. Some of the monsters are very quiet and can sneak up on you for a huge jump scare, but the scariest part of this game is the damn jump scares from the stupid little wooden ghosts that come screaming out of the hedge maze walls, or those shitty confetti cannons on the carnival level.
Look at you.
Labyrinthine, you get an 8 out of 10 on the gang scale.
Drums? It's like aggressive tribal
Can't
drums.
see the.
That's a T-Rex. That's a fucking T-Rex. That's a fucking T-Rex. That's a T-Rex.
No, it's not. That's Pigman.
What?
In what world is that a T-Rex? That was Pigman.
Oh, was that Pigman? He
Yes.
sounded like a
Colin,
fucking
how about
T-Rex.
Number 3, we're looking at Forewarned. Initially, this game looked like it was just a Phasmophobia clone with an Egyptian theme to it, but as soon as you load into the game, you can see that it offers its own great take on the genre. The developers nailed the atmosphere, and it feels distinct compared to other horror games. Once you're in the game, there's a huge amount of variety as you descend into different tombs and face different enemies. Along with this, there are a lot of rare events that are hard to anticipate and some you might have never seen. This keeps things fresh, and most of these events are genuinely terrifying.
Are you friendly?
Oh, fuck.
Nathan?
I just heard something grinding.
Flying around
Fuck
and shit.
my ass, bro.
The mechanics of each map and each boss are also unique, meaning that each run feels different compared to the last. The progression system feels meaningful, and the game gives you good options on how to spend your money. As you get and upgrade new gear, it changes the way you play and allows you to complete harder challenges, making it feel like you're actually working towards something. Boom. 8.5 out of 10. Coming in at number 2, Pacify. Hey, now some of you may think this game is trash, but you'd be dead wrong.
Yo, what? I am in like a spiritual hurricane.
Spiritual hurricane.
That's actually the best way to describe this.
I actually really don't know how to describe this.
See,
Okay, I'm
I'm
in the
man
window.
over there.
Whoa.
Right?
So, why are you standing in here?
Wait, are you rejuvenated?
Wait, am I alive? I'm
You're
alive!
alive! Kelsey,
I'm
get in here!
alive!
Kelsey,
I'm
get in here!
I
Come to the spiritual hurricane!
I'm coming.
The spiritual hurricane. Hurry, Kelson.
In
Oh, he's in
Pacify,
the shack.
you can turn an old lady into Shrek by feeding her poisoned chicken, and then smack her with a
Get him,
shovel.
boys.
Yeah, get him, get him, get him.
Looks like you just
Oh, I weakened it. It worked.
Keep it up.
Get his ass. Get him. You piece of shit.
10 out of 10, very enjoyable. And coming in at number 1, GTFO. Hey, my man. This game is so damn good. I remember buying it back when it was in early access, and man, even then, it was a masterpiece. Over time, they've added so many new rundowns, weapons, enemies, map objectives, and loot. This means you now have access to a huge amount of gear in your loadout, and you can do every rundown with a different setup of weapons and gear if you wanted to. This allows for players to consistently try out new guns, see what fits their playstyle, but one of my favorite things about this game is how flawlessly they nailed the desperate, hopeless, and starkly terrifying atmosphere. Starting from the load-in screen, before the level even starts, your anxiety skyrockets as you drop in from this impossibly large cage apparatus into these unfathomable depths where you eventually grind to a halt at a menacingly desolate platform where you begin your journey into the infested corridors beyond. From the trailers and a lot of the gameplay, this looks more like a zombie-style co-op shooter. But in reality, it's a stealth-based horror co-op where every room is a desperate fight for survival. Let's say you walk into a room full of sleepers. Well, no issue here since they're not attacking you. But you wake up just one of them, and in seconds you could be overrun. And this game is brutal with that. You could fall like 2 feet. You can make the slightest noise. You can click on your flashlight for half a second and boom, you've just woken up the whole room. Knowing that at all times, one fuck up could lead to a swarm of these mutant zombie-like monsters rushing over your team in a screeching frenzy generates so much anxiety every time we play this game. And the audio, man, first of all, if you play this game for the first time, for the love of God, turn your master volume down in the settings. It is unreasonably loud. You're going to blow out your headset. But past that, the audio work in this game is a masterpiece. From the concerned heavy breathing of the cave drop, to the unnerving gurgling, clicking, and roars of the monsters, every piece of sound in this game works to further cultivate that creepy-ass atmosphere. I'm going to go ahead and give GTFO a 9.5 out of 10. Alright.